hit the like button, whatever it is, because we got everything y'all need, man. Listen, and what you ain't looking for, you gonna be looking for it then.
Scribe or Deebo gonna whoop your ass.
So,
what you think?
Where my Steeler haters, Raven fans? I'm about to piss y'all off. Okay. I think this.
What do you think?
I don't think he didn't coach Lamar enough. I think that Lamar is in a position. Now work with me, if you will.
Okay.
Lamar is the great athletic talent quarterback. Lamar is the greatest reason that they win in season to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe he is the greatest reason that they lose in the postseason. Lamar is a absolute generational talent, bruh. Like athlete. But as far as the actual NFL quarterback position and what it needs and being able to effectively pass the ball, he's not doing that. When you look at Lamar's career, he is about 195 yards a game over his career. And I believe in that same time frame, the average for quarterbacks in that same time frame of, I believe it was 8 years or so, is 245. So while he is a generational talent,
yes,
he is an athlete, while he is the coldest thing smoking as far as a pure quarterback, he is not even giving you average numbers, while you have quarterbacks, like I said before, like Allen, Prescott, Burrow, Stafford. These boys are doing 260 to 270 a game. And when you get into the playoffs and teams heavily focus in and take away what it is you do well, if you can't do both, you don't have a chance unless you have a dominant defense most of the time. You have to have that. Well, you don't have to have that. Most of the time, you at least have to have a dominant defense, or you're not going to win a championship. And if you just go back to 2000, okay, it's only been three quarterbacks that have averaged under 200 yards a game passing that won a championship. Who do you think those is, Joe?
I have no idea.
You gotta know one.
Who? Flacco?
Nope. 2000 Ravens. What was his name? Dilfer. That boy was 136 yards a game. Trent Dilfer was 136 a game. But why? They had a historically dominant defense.
Yes.
And guess who the other one was?
Who?
Take a wild guess. You can probably figure it out by looking down.
Steelers.
Ben Roethlisberger, 198. Again, a dominant defense. The only one that didn't have a dominant defense was the 2001 Patriots, Tom Brady. I think it was 190 yards a game, but they was probably cheating. You know, I'm just saying, I don't know, but okay. All right, I'm sorry, but seriously, hold on.
Seriously,
yeah, but yeah, I'm serious. Like, just go Michael Vick. If you go back and you look at Michael Vick is another generational talent at quarterback. Like, they had horrible times trying to stop this dude, and they could not stop this man from running. Like, you go back to his Atlanta before. Mm-hmm. Like, he was only 157 yards passing the game in his prime in Atlanta. He got better as he got older, and he started being able to rely on his passing game, and he was able to stay healthy. So I think from that 2010 to 2012 time frame in Philly over there, I think he was like 240, 245, something like that, 246. Again, they went to the playoffs, but I think Green Bay knocked them out in 2010, though. They actually won the chip. They beat us two bastards. Anyway, he was healthy for the most part. Now, the person I think Lamar is more resembling as far as how his career route is going is you got to go back even further, dude.
Who you
The
got?
first original, Randall Cunningham, dude.
Okay.
He was the first quarterback that was generationally talented like that. But as he got older, he started getting injuries, started taking away his ability to be able to do the things that made him, successful, impactful. And I think right now we're seeing that with Lamar. Like, what is Lamar in? Year 8, 9? And, he's getting a little bit of the injury bug. So quarterbacks that play basically, a second running back, like you playing out, it's a higher rate of injury. Like, we know this. And those injuries, they're going to happen. And that makes them less effective from, what they're able to do. And you got a quarterback, that's in a basically running back like Derrick Henry position. Look at Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is getting into year what? 9, 10, something like that. What year is Henry?
Man, probably on year 10.
Okay, so let's just say Derrick Henry is year 10. Derrick Henry in the offseason is going through a rigorous training program.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Now, you look at Derrick Henry at year 10, and people are astounded that he's able to still play at this level. They're astonished, bro. Why? Because he plays the running back position, okay? And that is a physically dominating physical position because you have to put out punishment, you have to take punishment, all that. And right now, the Ravens have a quarterback that is basically playing their second running back. But he's not putting himself through the rigors of the offseason to be able to go down in, down out, game in, game out in the offseason to have his body ready to handle it. And to be honest with you, I don't think he can handle it. I don't think the position itself can handle it. And that's why you're so astonished you get a guy in year 10 that's still doing it so big. So now that you're with Lamar in year 8, 9, and it's, they're like, oh, the window is closing, I believe so. It's not, unless he starts to develop his pass game, I don't see it being something that is going to be conducive to him to be able to continue to play this way, because that's a lot of punishment on your body when you're playing the quarterback position, but you're actually playing it as a running back half of the time.
I can see what you're saying, definitely, because he's not getting any younger. You know what I'm saying? Being able to lose from his rookie season to now, his speed, he's not going to get any faster than Lamar Jackson was when he came into the league. So you're not going to gain these steps. So protecting his body, making sure he does all of the treatments, make sure that he's able to be out there and going as fast as he possibly can, because Lamar Jackson is an athletic quarterback. And once you start losing steps, that's going to kind of, like you said, take away from his game. The one thing I do want to say, though, Deebo, is for the last couple of years, winning the MVPs and say these playoff games that he's lost.
Bro, MVP,
it's been a lot.
I understand MVP. Listen.
No. But let's say, no. You wouldn't just say when he gets to the playoff games, the fumble by Zay Flowers, the drop of the ball by Andrews, the missed field goal that we just had. He's driven the ball down. I'm just saying, he's not. It's a team game.
Yes.
So I'm not sitting here acting
they didn't.
I don't want to sit and bash Lamar Jackson
I'm not bashing him, dude. I'm just giving you history. And history tends to repeat itself. And it hasn't repeated itself since 2005. So you tell me that you're going to break history of when the thing there got against him is he ain't got a chip. He ain't got a championship. Ain't nobody did it since 2005. At the rate that he does it right now, as far as a quarterback in that position doing that job. It hasn't been done. It hasn't been done in over 20 years. In a league now that is heavy pass, in a league now that has more games. Like, why do you think they put these rules in place to try and protect these quarterbacks? Well, they're doing that to protect them so they can have the longevity of these guys throwing these balls. But when you start running the ball, you lose all that protection. So you got to build your body to be able to play that game as if you are going to run that ball. You're a running back now. You have to build your body for that.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Look at the dude in Washington, bro. What's his name? The little slim dude, Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
He getting fired on.
He getting folded up. No, but little what's my man name? The quarterback for the Giants. He's running around the rookie that we seen getting hit on the sideline, running, taking unnecessary hits.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm with you that he definitely needs to be able to start protecting himself, like, and because his game, that's his game. Like Cam was in the same way. Once you start getting older, and that's when we played Cam, I think when we hit his shoulder, that kind of messed him up. But once you start, if running is your thing, RG3, when he hurt his leg, it kind of just changed his whole game, because if you're not full speed, and that's really what separates your whole game, which makes your arm is definitely good, quarterback worthy, amazing, but you're that thing where you can run like a wide receiver and be able to literally run away from DBs, run away from linebackers, defensive ends, that makes you way more normal than you were before, because you're moving. A lot of quarterbacks he can get there, but they're not moving like running backs, like slot receivers. When I look at Lamar Jackson, like, dude, when he got into the league his first couple years, he could play wide receiver. I feel like he can move and really get out of there on people. He could run 4.3, 4.4. So now just slowing it down, being able to see like 4.6, 4.7, that looks a lot different than when you're out there running 4.3, 4.4. So we're speaking the same thing, but I was just saying, for him getting to, I know what you're saying, the 200 yards passing, it's not as high, but I'm saying he's getting to the playoffs with these teams, and a lot of the situations, I could say the game wasn't lost because of what he did in a lot of those games. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, man. But again, I like to look back. History tends to repeat itself, or does not repeat itself, or whatever you want to call it. But when you look at it, it hasn't been done. It hasn't been done in over 20 years. And they don't have that dominant defense that they had.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, you know what I'm saying? And then that's what I was saying to you. I'm like, Lamar is worth the 75 million that the cap hit would be next year. That's 25% of your hit. Yeah.
He for sure.
I don't know for me if I'm the GM and I'm trying to build a team, because I have a lot riding in him, and I now know he's getting older. He's getting more injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not able to do the same thing that as you get older. You know how the game goes, bro. And now you're talking about one of the biggest things that makes you what you are. You're now being taken away. And yeah, you could play receiver. Why? Who tackles you? DBs for the most part, not linebackers, linemen. You know, like that's different. When you're at that quarterback and now you're playing, you might take a hit from a D lineman that's 340. You may take a hit from a linebacker, you know, that's 240, 250. You know, like it's a totally different thing. And you're talking, you know, especially when he first started doing it, dude was, you know, he was shaking and baking, you know, giving everybody the spin move.
No, for sure.
You know, and it's not even the fact of him, you know, being like hit and hurt. He's having soft muscle injury issues. You know, that's just wear and, you know, weakness of the opposing muscle that causes the other muscle to tear, because you're not putting in that time to build up all that strength and endurance and all that over the offseason, because he's a quarterback. I'm guaranteeing you he's not out there running routes. I'm guaranteeing he's not out there doing cut drill. He's not doing what Derrick Henry is doing.
No.
Okay.
But you're right.
But he's out there getting carries.
Yes.
You know, that's 20% of Derrick Henry or whatever that may be at times.
No, I feel it. He got to start training like that then if he wants to, because, you know, it's not going. The speed is going to eventually go, so you got to definitely start keeping that training going.
Yeah, and then when you know, even the OC, when you have that quarterback. You have that person that's that quarterback. Your backup has to be that kind of person. That's why Huntley
makes sense.
Well. Yeah. But at that same point in time, if you don't have that backup, it's kind of hard to keep that quarterback beyond his waning years, because I got to have somebody that can do what he does as my backup. You can't go into training camp and do two totally different offenses for exact example. Joe Flacco and a Lamar Jackson. You can't go in there and do two different offenses at training camp. You got to go to one and make sure your backup can perform the other.
They did it at the beginning of the year before they put in. I forgot what my man name was that the Ravens put in. Complete opposite of Lamar Jackson. God, he came in there for like 2 games.
Oh my God, I can't.
You know what I'm talking about? He came in there looking crazy.
He got bopped.
Yeah, he got bopped. He came out there looking ready to get bopped.
And then you're trying to tell your receivers, you're trying to tell your O-line that we're doing this now. You done put in basically a whole new offensive scheme, because what you did, all OTAs, all training camp, all preseason, we can't do now because the person that's backing up my starter doesn't have the skill level necessary to execute it.
We cannot. Cooper Rush. There it is. Cooper Rush was the one. And we said, Cooper Rush can't be out there running RPO. He looks nervous.
Right. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. Aaron gets out there and he does what he does. Okay. Now we get Mason Rudolph or whoever else was out there, and Mason Rudolph gets the same thing, right? Now we get Aaron to where he's like, hey, it's this, it's that, do this, do that. It's looking different now. Why is it looking different? Because a lot of it, I believe, is Aaron and his work with getting his receivers and O-line to understand and be able to adjust to what it is that they need to do in each situation according to what it is they see, and be able to know what they're seeing.
Do you know who I actually like Joe Deebo too now that he got to sit for the whole year? We haven't ever talked about Will Howard, though, the backup quarterback that played for Ohio State.
He got hurt, didn't he?
No, he didn't get hurt.
He didn't get hurt?
No, no. We just have him as the backup. He's chilling. I think they let Mason just rise above him. But I'm loving he's been able to sit this whole year.
I thought he got hurt, dude.
Long story short, he's on our team still. So I just know quarterback-wise, I do remember him, and I think him being able to sit there in those meetings, listen to A-Rod, get some of this tutoring. He's a big body. I like him. I like him a lot.